So acute fissures are superficial, may deepen to expose the underlying internal sphincter. Chronic fissures are secondary changes. A sentinel tag is there, a hypertrophic anal scapula is there, indurration of fissure margins, related anal stenosis secondary to spasm of fibrosis of internal sphincter. Young and middle-aged adults, male more than female, location posterior midline most common and anterior midline mainly in females. In any event, length of each fissure is remarkably constant, extending from dentate line to the anal bulge. So this is important. Fissure extends from mainly dentate line to the anal bulge and corresponds roughly to the lower half of internal sphincter. So what is the pathogenesis? Simple, it's passing stools, hard stools after acute diarrhea. Trauma to the anal canal is there. There is involuntary spasm of internal sphincter with high anal canal resting pressure. Microcirculatory disturbance with mucosal ischemia. Basically, it's due to trauma and hard stools. There is a high pressure area and it causes a mucosal ischemia. So, exposed internal sphincter fibrosis, basically it's an ulcer. It's a ischemic. Anal fissure is basically a ischemic ulcer. So, difference between acute and chronic you should know. Deep incurated ulcer, elevated overhanging hedges, associated scarring, there will be sentinel bile, hypertrophic papilla, visible sphincteric fibers, rarely lateral, less pain and defecations, pruritus and blood on occasions. In acute case, without fibrosis, flat edges, no scarring, none, not always visible, maybe lateral. So this is a typical chronic anal fissure. It looks like this. Fissures with exposed internal sphincters at base, edematous skin tags. Classic anal fissures composed of fissures, central edematous skin tag and hypertrophic anal papilla. So what are the clinical features? Pain and scar, bleeding, discharge, constipation. Infection, acute fissure is seen as linear tear. So this is a pain score. You can see it's 0 no pain and 10 is worst pain possible. So what is about the treatment? So acute fissure, stool bulking agents. We use form sits bar, yielding 80%, non-yielding 20%. If it's non-yield, nitroglycerin can be used. Repeat treatment, then open LIS, closed LIS, botulinum toxin. This is a sits bar stool. Spontaneous healing, high fibrous diet, adequate water intake, walk sits bar, all these things you know. So pharmacological sphincterotomy is the manipulation of anal sphincter tone as an alternate modality to surgery for treatment of anal fissure. Shares the same goal as lateral internal sphincterotomy without such possible long-term side effects. Pharmacological agents lower anal canal pressure, resting pressure, producing chemical sphincterotomy without causing permanent damage to the anal sphincter mechanism. So, what are the things which are used? They are enhancing the internal anal sphincter relaxation via. You should know these also because fissures are 70 to 80% can be treated with the medications. We sometimes skip the theory part, so I am just telling you slight things about the theory. So, by enhancing internal anal sphincter relaxation via nitric oxide donation, intracellular calcium depletion, muscarinic receptor stimulation, and adrenergic inhibition. This improves blood supply at the site of the fissure that will promote healing of anal fissures. Nitric oxide donors and calcium channel blockers, agents that directly reduce the resting anal pressure, has now largely replaced traditional methods. So, acute fissure line of treatment, sits bar, cilium fiber, bulking agents, topical antibiotics, anesthetics, anti-inflammatory ointments. Anis, हमारे पास sits bar वाले टब रखे होते हैं ना दवाई की बात है उसको ले आओ एक बार देना एक टब ले आओ chronic topical pharmacological agents, calcium channel blockers, nitrates, local botulinum toxin injections, एक पूरा टब ले आओ local botulinum toxin injections, surgical internal sphincterotomy. So, suppurative measures, topical nitrate, nitroglycerin, 50% healing. Sometimes side effect is there, headache in some patients, higher recurrence in surgery. Topical calcium channel blockers, example diltiazem, which can be given twice a day. It causes 65 to 95% healing. Side effects are headache sometimes. And botulinum toxin also can be used. It is 60 to 80% healing. So, medical therapy, standard conservative care, pharmacological sphincter relaxants, topical nitrates, calcium channel blockers, and botulinum toxin. Surgery, dental sphincterotomy, fissurectomy, and excisional central pylon and then papilla. So surgical must be lateral internal sphincterotomy, excision of inner skin tag, cauterization of hypertrophic papilla, and curettage of the fissure place. So laser treatment for fissure, no cuts, no stitch, less blood. So there are two types. One is you enter blindly in the intersphincteric groove, and then you enter laterally, and then medially you go and cut the fibers. This is one technique. This is a blind technique, and this blind technique leads to sometimes mucosal puncture. Second disadvantage is sometimes it causes the fibers of external sphincters to be damaged. So it's a blind procedure. I am now not doing this procedure. I am just taking out the fibers of the internal sphincter and cutting with the help of laser. So the procedure is done as local general or spinal anesthesia. Laser removal of the fissure has great efficiency. So you can see here in this diagram, tubucles, we put our tubucles with saline adrenaline, we put here in the intersphincteric plane. Then laser fiber on handle 1470 enters at a intersphincteric groove like this. Stay below the mucosa, insert fiber up to dentate line. We have to insert the fiber up to dentate line. And you can cut laser ablation, you can do medial to lateral. 10 watt millimeter per second, this is the energy. 10 watt millimeter per second. So bare fiber is used. Bare fiber is used for fissure. Injection silocaine with ADR 5 ml to lift the mucosa. Setting 7 to 8 watts, you can keep 10 watts also. Energy required is mainly 50 to 60 joules. Laser entry and cutting at 3 o'clock. Mode is continuous. Aiming beam 100%. And if there are central piles, do cut them with laser at 10 watts. So this is the technique. This is the intersphincteric space. You can directly go inside the intersphincteric place with the help of laser by the bare fiber, and you can see the lighting. You can cut the fibers here up to the dentate line. So two processes. This is the blind process. Second process.